everybody. Give us a wave. So I'm just going to wait for you all to join us for a moment. As you start to join us, just give me a like to let me know that you're here. Have we got anybody coming, John? Anybody with us yet? Is Caroline with us? Laura?
Yeah, we've got a few people joining now.
We've got a few people joining. We're just going to wait for a few more people to join, but give me a like just so that I know that you're here. Who came to Cake International this weekend? That would be great. So, have we got any people that follow me already watching? And have we got any newbies? If you're a newbie, just say newbie. Saw you at Cake International. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm just waiting for the delay, but we're going to get started now. So first introduction is we have 4 brand new flavours. So anybody who was at Cake International this weekend, you will have had the opportunity to have tried those new flavours and buy them, which is fantastic. So for the ladies who wasn't at Cake International, there we go. Well, keep dropping that one down. The ladies who wasn't at Cake International, they've gone live on the website late this afternoon. Yeah. So we have here, we have white chocolate and raspberry. Now this sold out at Cake International this weekend. We couldn't get enough of it. And when I say we took a lot, and everybody went crazy for this one. Speaks for itself. White chocolate and raspberry speaks for itself. Hot cross bunny. Now this did give us a little laugh. The amount of people who said, "Can I have an hot X?" Now what's a hot X? We weren't doing any X-rated films or anything. We're a sugar company. It's actually hot cross bunny, and this is cinnamon and orange, and it is divine. It's fabulous. So try that one. That's fantastic on a carrot cake and on a chocolate cake. And then we've got bubblegum. I don't know how to describe bubblegum, but those of you who like bubblegum, this was our next top selling one out of the new ones. Again, we couldn't get enough of that one. Sold out at the show. And then last but not least, we have sherbet. Okay, fabulous flavour. I can't tell you what's in it. I can't actually remember, actually. Laura made them, so when Laura appears, she'll be able to tell you what the flavours are. Now, the white chocolate and raspberry is white in colour. So is the bubblegum. So is the sherbet. But the hot cross bunny has a hint of colour. You can colour it, so don't worry coming to colour it, but it's not pure white. It's got a hint of colour, just like the apple crumble and cinnamon swirl has. Okay, so those are the 4 new flavours, and this is what next week's prize winners are going to win. 4 bags of the brand new flavours. In fact, that's this week's prize winners. Got myself all confused. So then, I'll tell you about this week's winners later. Not the prize for next week's winners. So what I said I'll do this week is I'm going to show you our new nozzles. I'm going to do a few things today because lots of people joined us from Cake International and hadn't seen me before, and because I was doing all the demos, we were so busy and had such a crowd, not everybody could actually see the demo. So I'm going to do a few things today. I'm actually going to demo the new nozzles. So we've got our new little bunny rabbit. So we've got bunny, Easter bunny. We have our bunny rabbit, Easter chick, Valentine's, and we have love. Yeah? So these are our new new nozzles, and these are the extra large ones. So these are on special. You'll see that they've gone onto the website today. They will be $4.99. But anybody who buys them in the next 24 hours, there's £1 off. So I'll put them in the sale so that everybody who's watching tonight gets the first opportunity to buy them. So you've got 24 hours with £1 off each of them. So they're $3.99 tonight. Okay? And that is bunny, chick, Easter rabbit, love, and Valentine. So there we go, John. I'll pop those away. And that is going to be next week's prize. But we'll talk about that afterwards, what you have to do for next week's prize. So let's talk about what we're going to make today. One of my most delicious flavours is cinnamon swirl. And we've got loads of people who absolutely love this flavour. It's actually cinnamon and, Can't remember what else it is, can you, John? So anyhow, there's cinnamon and something else. It tastes delicious and it's fantastic on top of a ginger cake, a carrot cake, a chocolate cake, and today I'm going to make shortbread biscuits. Now in fairness, I've never made shortbread biscuits before I opened my mouth and said I'd make them. I've had such a busy day, I've come running in at 5 o'clock tonight and I've whacked out 3 batches of shortbread biscuits, and I've used the cinnamon swirl. This is a great flavour. You can buy it off us, any of our resellers, but who I will say has got it in at the moment is Hobbycraft have got it in at the moment. So if you pass in your local Hobbycraft, they've actually got it on offer, cheaper than ourselves. So anybody who's got a near Hobbycraft to them, pop in, grab your cinnamon swirl, and I'm going to show you how to make shortbread biscuits the easy way. Okay, you know what I'm like, I'm not a baker, I just do everything everything by the shortcut. And I've already tasted them. I couldn't wait before you started. So they've got a nice snap on them and they really taste nice and buttery. So they are a shortbread biscuit. Slightly overdid them, so the next batch we'll make sure that we don't do. As I said, it was my first batch. I wasn't sure how long to leave them in the oven. It said 15 to 20 minutes until they were golden brown. So let's get on and start making the shortbread biscuits. And then you'll see I've got my usual rich tea biscuits. We'll talk about those in a moment. So first of all, have we got more people with us?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have?
200.
200? Well, fantastic, that's what we want. So let's read out the recipe. If you've got a pen and pad, write it down, but otherwise I'll put it on the website tomorrow, on the Facebook page tomorrow. So this is a very easy shortbread biscuit mix. And it's 4 ounces of butter, which is 125 grams. So let's put in 125 grams of butter, or for us oldies who are still in ounces, and that is me, at my lovely young years of 55, I shall put in 4 ounces of butter, and then I'm going to put in 55 grams, which is 2 ounces of Sugar and Crumbs cinnamon swirl. In fairness, you can use any flavour, you don't have to use this flavour, but this one does give it a really nice taste. Yeah, so let's get all that in. We'll get the mixture on. I'm just going to give this a really good beat, and then let's talk about all the other things that we're going to do. Let's put that away while that's heating up there. Now, because the new nozzles have only just come in, the new Easter nozzles have come in, I've got to be honest, I have not tried them on cakes. Whenever I try a new nozzle, I always try them on a biscuit. So all you ladies who've been watching me before, and this weekend at the show, you know what I'm like, don't waste your time baking. When you want to practice, have a little practice on a biscuit. When you're doing flowers, you always put a little bit of buttercream on. A little bit of buttercream on, little thin coating for doing flowers. But because we're going to use these new ones, I didn't want to put buttercream on because I thought it would actually spoil the effect. So I've actually just made some fondant icing with our icing sugar, okay? And I'm going to quickly do some in chocolate for you, just so I can show you how I did it. So these are the white ones, and all you need to do, so we'll make some chocolate ones as well, just while this is stirring. That's a bit of these. I think we're doing 1 minute. Right, no, this is not down yet. Beat anything like that, are we? So give us a really good going over for a moment. Look at that, just going over. And in the meantime, I'm just going to put some chocolate powder in, chocolate icing sugar. We're going to use chocolate milkshake. Yeah, you put as much as you want in, I'm not measuring it. Just knock out the lumps. They're not actually really hard lumps, these. It's always nice just to knock them out a bit. Right, how are we doing a bit? Get a mix in there. So did you all enjoy the show? Did you all enjoy our stand? We were really busy, weren't we? Absolutely crazy. I tell you, us girls got on those stands at 8 o'clock in the morning and we didn't leave those stands till nearly 5. And we got no breaks, nothing. So I think I'm going to have to be looking for more stuff for the stand. here we go. Carry on. Giving that another beat again. It's always weird talking to yourself because John never gives you any feedback. You know what he's like. He just follows me around the kitchen. Doesn't tell me he's here. So maybe while I'm just whisking this up, John might want to shout out a few hellos. You want some hellos, John? Have we? So I'm going to speak up. Let's say hi to a few people.
We've got Lindsay McIver.
Oh, Lindsay's with us. Fantastic. Hi, Lindsay.
Tabitha Parker, Tracy Tyson, Caroline's with us, Debbie Stevenson, Jenny Baldwin, Don Lloyd, Deborah White, Alison Outwaite,
Just wait, let me stop.
Erica Meyer from Australia.
I'll have to say hi, Jenny. Jenny did my hair tonight. She does it every Monday. She runs straight home after dropping the kids off at school, from school, comes home, blows my hair for me on Monday nights. Just get all hot and bothered. So thanks, Jen. So who else have we got? We've got Alison there.
We've got Erica Meyer from Australia, Michelle Lamb, Ria Kessel, Rhiannon Evans.
I don't know all you ladies. Rhiannon, Caroline's with us.
Jenny Jones, Ria Kessel.
Fantastic. No, Jenny. Jenny was last week. Was she last week's prize winner? The cocoa powder. Yeah, she was. So here we are. So let's just go back to this a moment. So we have blended the buttercream. We blended the butter and the sugar. In fairness, that is buttercream, isn't it really? So blended that. And then all we need to add now is 180 grams, which is 6 ounces of plain flour. That's all we've got to do. Put that in. I'm going to give that a stir in. Chop it off. Has anybody made shortbread before? This is my first time. I know Caroline in the office has made it with Christmas punch, if I remember right, because she brought it in last year and that was absolutely gorgeous as well. So that was a really nice flavour to make it with. And I know Laura's made it with strawberry milkshake. But this is my first time we're making it. It's not my own recipe, it's one I copied off the website, and I will tell you which website I copied it off in a second. Where have I got it from? BBC Food, there you go, BBC Food shortbread. Okay, cooking time 10 to 30 minutes, and it takes less than 30 minutes to prepare. So you'll see now it's all gone to a crumb. You see this, John? It's all gone to a crumb. And we're getting more and more people joining us as we're going along. Feel free to say hi. I will come back to you. When we finish afterwards, I always try and answer everybody's questions. So there we go. It's got it going into a nice crumb now. So where it was just like a buttercream. You can use caster sugar if you want, and that's what the recipe says. But I like to find things that we can use without icing sugars. So I'm just going to pop that down there again. Give it another whisk round. And then I'm just going to leave that for a moment, only while I carry on doing what I was doing. So if John can come back. So we're back to our icing sugar. So with your icing sugar, you can put in any amount you want. The next bit is the water. So boiling hot water. And just add a little bit at a time. Run it all in, just a little bit, so it's like this. If you add too much, it's just all going to dissolve. So it's best to just have a little bit at a time. This is the chocolate milkshake. And I think I've just gone and added a little bit too much there. Like I do, heavy-handed. But the beauty of this is we've got more chocolate milkshake. So that's the thing. Did any of you ever buy that? I'm sure you all have. You all bought those packets when you were kids, or your mum bought you one. Those packets of cake mixes, and then you got a little tiny bag of icing and a little tiny bag of hundreds of thousands. And the cake, the smallest fairy cake bags, baking cases you could find. And it didn't matter how much you did, it showed you a lovely picture on the top of a nice little fondant icing thing. And yours never looked like it. Well, mine never did. Always drizzled off, and that's because too much water. So let's just add a little bit more chocolate icing sugar. Don't worry about the lumps. So can you see it's thickening up now? Which is great.
So got a question, do you use the same weight of sugar if you swap in caster for icing?
Absolutely, exactly the same. When in any recipe that you've got a sugar in, okay, you just swap it like for like. And they always work, always. The only doubtful side I do have is that I probably wouldn't use the chocolate icing sugars in baking things. So some things they work really great with, but I wouldn't make a sponge cake with the chocolate icing sugars. They seem alright for macarons and meringues, and mousses and cheesecakes, but don't put it in your sponge mix. I don't know why, I think it's something to do with the cocoa powder. So here we go, we've got this now. Let's get my kettle out of the way. And just any container that you may have at home. Any container you may have at home. Like I say, my rich tea biscuits are coming to save me. So this consistency, I hope and pray, is going to be hard enough. Just going to do these. So this is a piping bag that's got no nozzle in it, and it hasn't been cut yet. So don't worry, it's not going to come out the bottom. Now, if you don't want to make biscuits, do you know what? Just use your rich tea, because the flavoured icing sugar is going to make them taste delicious anyhow. So I wouldn't panic. I use rich tea biscuits all the time. The boys in work love them. So, and talking of that, by the way, there was a few comments last week, and there does always seem to be comments every week about having my hair up, nails done, girls, watch yourself. Just let me tell you, this isn't the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. This is my baking kitchen. I actually don't bake for anybody. I don't sell cakes. I only bake for you lot, family and friends. So I don't really feel as though I need to wear a uniform. Any of you feel that I really do, just say, yes, Carol, put the uniform on and I'll get it on. But when I bring friends round for evening meals and stuff like that, you never see me get dressed up. So don't ever worry that this is going out to the general public. The only people who are eating this is my family and friends and the warehouse lads. Okay then, so we've got the nozzle here, the piping bag, and I'm just going to cut a little hole off there. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a little hole, and I'm just going to squeeze this. Now this is the Carol Sugar and Crumbs way of putting your icing on. So I'm just going to do that. And the reason I like this rich tea is I can follow the holes going round. It's great, isn't it? I don't need to draw myself a proper circle. So I'm just going to go across like that. I'm going to fill it. And that's all I did before. And it'll fill in by itself. Might dribble over the side, which I think this one is, because I've been a little bit heavy-handed. Because you know how all hot and bothered I get when I'm in front of you all. So let's just go along. Let these set. And these are ready for me to, I'm just getting these ready for me to practice with my nozzles on in front of you later. But like I say, they're great fun if you want to make these very quickly for the kids coming round or whatever you want to do. And like I say, the flavours taste fabulous. On the white ones, I'm actually using the white chocolate and raspberry because it's gorgeous. There we go, so we're just going to leave that. I think these are too hot. Oh no, they're not. So let's just do these as well. There we go, let's get them all done. Let's get rid of all this chocolate, do as many as we can. Who's going to have a go at making these? Didn't take any time at all. I'm coming round to the end of the chocolate. You know, do you ever see those videos where people do those biscuits, cookies, and they do it and it's all done in a couple of seconds and they've done this massively neat, beautiful effect? Well, you're not going to get that with me. This is home baking. And I might just have enough to go in here. Get this one done. Okay. They all fall together. There we go. So let's get rid of that. Rid of that. Okay, and then let's bring these over here to let these set. Find my glasses so I can see John again. See how easy that was? And we've only got one leaky one, which is great. So let's pop this over here. Right, okay, so the mix. We're back up here, John. Get one nice and comfy. So the mix now, as you can see, it's all like a crumb. So I'm just going to give it another beat again. Scrape it off. Just scrape it down with one of my scrapers. Yeah. And then we're just going to bind it all together. So I've already made one set, as you've seen. So I'm just going to put this together. Just do it in the bowl, you don't need to do it on the tabletop, just push it all together. And out the bowl. And then I've got one that I made in the fridge, one that I made earlier. There you go. Now this has to, once you've done it into that bowl, it has to go into the fridge for 20 minutes. This has actually just been in a little bit longer. So let's get that out. It's been a bit longer. And pop that one in the fridge. And all the rubbish. Yeah, get rid of this. And here we are, so I need to clean this down 1 second. So let's just move all that out of the way. Clean this top down. It was clean actually until I started doing those biscuits on it. So don't panic, ladies. And then all we're going to do is roll it. So we're going to get a bit of the cinnamon swirl again. Go around. I try to do a lot when I'm here. I think John likes me to do half an hour one, but there's so many things I want to show you. It does take a bit longer. So anybody who's not been with us before, you will be here for about the next 45 minutes to an hour, I think. I can see John's eyes rolling. How long have we been in it now? 25 minutes, so I'm going to have to speed up then. So there we go. So we got our patty, our shortbread there. Just going to roll it out. And it needs to be about ½ centimetre thick. I'm going to roll mine long ways like this. Not the neatest one. And then, if you're posh and you've got a cutter, great. If not, use a cup. And we're going to use a cup and fork. So here we go. Number one. Oops, maybe not. Number two. Number three. Number four. Okay, let's get those on there. Put the mixture again together. All the rest out. That's how easy it is, no time at all. So I know Jenny Jones watches every week with her girls, so I'm hoping Jenny's going to have a go of these. Hey Jen, are you there? Is this week's treat for the girls? Making biscuits, you can make it with any flavour that you've got. Even just normal caster sugar. If you're not going to coat them afterwards, let's see. My cup just going to fit in there yet. I'm just going to do that. And then I'm just going to make this one into one of those strange looking dumpy ones that we all have, like a little chapati. There we go. I don't know whether you're ever supposed to prick shortbread or anything, but I'm going to, because it said, it didn't say so in the recipe, but it had them on the picture, so I'm pronging. If anybody knows the reason why you're supposed to prick them, or are you supposed to do a desired effect, I don't know, mine's rough. There we go. And they're going to go in the oven for 20 minutes. And the oven is 190, gas mark 5, look at me, I'm all prepared this week, or 375 Fahrenheit. Is that Fahrenheit, John?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So let's get doing some nozzles. Guess I'll clean up. Get the nozzles done. So cinnamon swirl. You can use your Christmas punch, any flavour to make your biscuits, but cinnamon swirl is particularly nice. Nozzles, here we go. We're all ready bagged up. And the colours I'm using today in the colour splash is Christmas red. I'm using sunflower. As you know, we sell these on our website, orange, and I'm using pistachio. And the first nozzle I'm going to fill up is the number 5. So those of you who bought the cupcake bouquets, you'll have a number 5 Wilton round already in your set. So let's just get a bit of buttercream. Now the buttercream, as you know, I use condensed milk. Today I've used hot water because I've got to be honest, last year I was telling people to use hot water, and I like using the condensed milk because it's more creamy. But a lady came on the stand and she said, Carol, you said use boiling hot water. She's absolutely right. Use boiling hot water, so that's what I've used tonight, 2 tablespoons of that. So 2 tablespoons of condensed milk or hot water. One of the things that you do need to do, remember, is come the summer, don't put any in. Use your room temperature butter. I'm going to use the rabbit, the bunny. Yeah, that's this one. Did you see it? I'm just going to fill this up with yellow. So I'm not going to be able to do several biscuits. I'm just going to have to do one at a time because of shortness of time. So I'm just going to fill this up with yellow. There's a few other things I want to try and squash in as well as I can. So how are we liking it so far? Is everybody enjoying it? It's always weird, you know, when I'm just talking to John who doesn't respond. Hey John? Hey, did you all see him at the show? I've got somebody ringing me on their phone now. They'll have to go. Pleasure of having an iPhone. It's got an iPhone watch, you can feel it on your wrist. And then I'm going to use the new Valentine nozzle. Who could be ringing me at this time of the night? Okay. That's a long time on. Well, I'm going to tell you how to wear a set of these as well. I've got on the buttercream. You do have to keep these nozzles clean. Like with your flour ones, you can go up and down a couple of times, but these you will have to keep nice and clean for each squeeze that you do with them, so that you can get the effect. So, did everybody get the shortbread recipe, or do you need it again? Does anybody need it again? No? You're all okay? Does anybody want to ask me any questions? Sean, is anybody asking any questions?
Does the buttercream need to be a stiff mix?
Right, I've said this lots of times before, and it's really difficult to try and explain it unless you actually see it yourself. I always say a medium mix, And some people seem to think it's firm. It's definitely not soft. And don't use margarine. I had lots of people yesterday, over the weekend, tell me that they use margarine. Margarine will never stiffen up at all, so always use butter. And the mixture, I always make it room temperature, so to me, it is quite soft. So it is quite soft, and I did let people have a play with it. So I don't, you know, all I can say is there's a nice medium consistency, and you should be able to do that with it. If you have to squeeze too hard when you're piping it out, then it's definitely too hard. And I only use the small piping bags, and I refill all the time. So I think we're ready now. I think we're ready. We've got them all done. 1, 2, 3. Easter Bunny. Yeah. So let's start with these biscuits first. So I'm not the artistic one. The designs for these nozzles, my daughter Laura designed with Alexander. She actually sent all her designs over to him, and he made these for us. So yes, they are the Russian piping tips. We had lots of other people come to the show. It was a bit sad really, because lots of people came to the show with tips that they had been sold as Nifty nozzles. One lady was really upset. She'd been to a shop in Yorkshire somewhere, and she was actually told it was a Nifty nozzle, and when she brought it to me, it was one of the small ones. Definitely wasn't. So a Nifty nozzle will always have the writing on the side, Nifty nozzles, okay? So it'll always have Nifty nozzles, and then if you turn it round, it will have Tulip Russian. Now this is our newest writing. When we first started with the nozzles way back in 2015, admittedly those nozzles didn't have any writing on, but they were a big nozzle and they were soldered welded. So where this now is all one, they were all soldered welded when we bought them in 2015. Then they came with WST on. Now WST means Workshop Tulip, and that was what the Russian name was. All he's done is just changed his name and called himself Tulip Russian. Tulip because they're tulip flowers that he makes, and Russian because that's where he's from, Russia. And then Nifty nozzles because we're his partners, so we work together. And these new designs are all my daughter's, which are Laura's. So she's made all those. And to be fair to Laura, she's actually made the new flavour Dyson sugars. So she guaranteed her job Sugar and Crumbs for a while, hasn't she? So well done to Laura. So let's go down here to the Easter Bunny. I'm going to pray to the Lord. I've not used these for ages. So as you can see, the effect there. You see? That's how it's going to come out. So I'm just going to wipe it on there. And I'm just going to get a damp cloth a moment. Clean my nozzle. Because when you're going straight onto your biscuit, exactly the same principle. Are you with us, John? Exactly the same principle as you do with your cake, okay? So we're just going to sit the nozzle on, and we are going to squeeze just a little bit, and we're off, okay? Now he's not looking like a rabbit yet, but he will do as soon as I put his eyeball on. And if John can see there, his eye is, let me just see if I can see his eye. I was going to put his eyeball in his ear, which wouldn't have been very clever. And then you notice that eye had a little bit of green. It's amazing how it comes together as soon as you put an eye on, isn't it? And then that 5 that I gave you before, so I'm just going to have to turn it around this way, John, so I don't know. And all we're going to do is, we're just going to give him a bit of grass to sit on. Yeah, and there you go. There's Bunny Rabbit. That's actually Bunny. And then we are going to do the same again. So easy. Do the same again. You ready, John? Yeah. So Now the important thing is make sure you get your nozzle the right way round. So because this is a biscuit and it's going anywhere, it really doesn't matter. But if you're going to put it on your cake, think about which way your nozzle's going to be. You certainly don't want your rabbit upside down on your cake. I say that a lot with the Christmas tree. Again, that's something else that Laura designed. So we're just going to go onto the cake and we're up. Does he look like a rabbit? Let's make it look like.
What do you use for his eyes?
I've just used hundreds and thousands. Now I have got some black ones here, but you can buy mixed colours. And there we go. And I'm going to put him with his friend here. So I'm going to put Bunny next to him as well. I'm just going to sit Bunny there. So we've got the stand-up rabbit. Oh dear, see, that's it, I didn't look. So Bunny Rabbit's got his bum in the air. You know what I mean? You've got to think about these things, haven't you? Let's get his eye on there. Or maybe he's jumping in the grass, I don't know. We'll put his eye on. We've got the Bunny Rabbit, and then we've got the grass again. And there we go, put a little bit of grass on. Maybe you girls can get a little bit more adventurous than me. So that is the Bunny Rabbit. And then let's see if this chocolate one is ready for setting yet. So it might show a bit better on the dark chocolate one. You ready, John? Let's just come on here. I'm not sure if this is quite set yet, but let's have a go. Yeah. There he is, getting the tweezers out again. If you're going to use your tweezers, make sure you sterilise them. These are not ones I use. These are for my cake decorate. But they are just normal tweezers. And that little one won't come off. Let's just get another one. And all you got to do is put his eye on. Put his grass on. Got him the right way round. Let's put a little bit of grass on it actually. It looks better on the brown actually, doesn't it? Maybe we should do a green background or something. So let's do that. Yeah. Let's go on to a love heart. So this one is called Love. I'll just let me get some big pearls out. Just be a bit too big, but we'll have to do. So we're going to use this one now. This one is called Love. Oh no, this one's called Love. So you can see that come out of there. It's been lovely on engagement cakes or wedding cakes. But we're going to do it on a biscuit because I haven't had a chance yet to do it on a biscuit. Do it on a cake. And you can either leave it just like that, or you could pop a little gold ball at the end there if you wanted to. Yep. And then we've got another one. And this one's called Valentine. This one's called Valentine. So we're ready, John? You there? And again, straight onto the cake. Oops, I think I did that one too high. Let's just do another one. Another one. That's your two love hearts. Yeah. And then we've got a little Easter chick here as well. So does everybody like these? Not like them? What do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down, what do you think? And then we've got the Easter chick. And the Easter chick does get a little fat belly. And there's a little Easter chick. Let's get a little eye on for him so we can see him. Kids will love these. Put his belly down. And get a little bit of grass. Yeah, and there you go with your 5 nozzles. So do we like them? Do we not like them? Do we have some likes? Do we have some love hearts? What do we think? So we've got a nice big shadow over our camera there. You can see John there. Can you get it where can you get it where you've got the light behind you, John? Is that it? Yeah. Alright then, so my biscuits, they have been in. Here we go, biscuits, Sean. They've been in 15 minutes, nice golden brown. Personally, I think I would like them a bit lighter, so I've done exactly the same this time as I did last time. Left them in just a little bit too long. They do don't try taking them off now, because they'll be too soft. You do have to leave them to rest and set for half an hour. Okay, so they do have to go cold. So I'm going to put them on a baking tray, and that's them done. Personally, now I know, now I've done them now, I would probably only ever put them in for 15 minutes. These have had 20, when my oven's been on for quite a while. These have had some time on. These have had 15 minutes, so I think maybe I should do them less or turn the temperature down. But these are quite good ovens. So then the next thing is, while you're here, I'm just going to quickly demo some of the other nozzles that people have asked me to do. So while I've got buttercream ready, I'm just going to quickly cut these bags. Does anybody want to see any of those Easter bunnies again? Demoed again before I start using the buttercream for something else? So I'm just going to cut that bag. Too late, that's Easter bunny gone. So we're going to use Mrs. Whippy. I'm going to do this in a two-tone. So I've just cut off some of the buttercream that I was using. I'm just going to squeeze a little bit out into the bag. And then two-toning is really very easy. Hold your bag, just spread it. Now this buttercream is quite soft, and that's all because my kitchen is absolutely boiling. So we're just going to do a coat of that. This is Mrs. Whippy. We're going to cut this one and use the red out of this one. Don't waste anything here. So I'm just going to squeeze that into there. And then Mrs. Whippy, for everybody who bought that, this nozzle was so popular at the show. Everybody went crazy for it. It's a fab nozzle. So we're going to get my dummy cake. As you all know, I'm on a diet, failing miserably. Now with Mrs. Whippy, or any of the ruffle cake nozzles, you do not need to put loads of buttercream on, just that little centre one. And you do exactly the same. You sit the same with all your nozzles. You must sit the nozzle on the cake. So I'm going to do this, and hopefully we are going to have a lovely two-tone effect. What do we think? Like that? And that's Mrs. Whippy. Are we loving it? It's everybody's favourite, that one. Do you like the two-tone? So easy to do, wasn't it? We're just going to do that one. And then I'm going to quickly do Viennetta. I have that ready in the bag as well. There's Viennetta. And then I'm going to finish off with a quick cupcake bouquet. So Viennetta, let's use the colour from the chip. So did any of you go and look on my recipe website? And when I say it's my recipe website, it's the Sugar and Crumbs mixingitup.com. And that is Laura again. Don't think I don't do any work, I do loads of work. It's all behind the scenes. I'm too busy trying to get those Chinese off Amazon. But Laura does all the recipes, tried and tested on the Sugar and Crumbs Mixing It Up website. And on there she is using all our flavoured icing sugars to give you ideas. Cheesecake, fudge, biscuits, sweets, drinks, syrups, all sorts of things that she puts on there for you. Cookies, I know Laura will probably shout them out in a minute. So this one's Viennetta, and this one gives a slightly different ruffle. Just going to squeeze that so I can see a bit of colour coming out. There we go. And there we go. As per usual, ladies, make my usual mess in the kitchen. Just a little bit of buttercream. So for those of you who bought Viennetta, exactly the same as all the other tips, but this one, okay, you sit it straight onto the cake, squeeze, 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 and then, you know, when you get to the top with the ruffles, with all the other nozzles, with all the flowers and the tulips, you have to pull off, With the ruffles, you have to twist. So see how I'm just holding it there now, and it's chatting away. That's all you got to do. Stop and pause, and then twist. And there you go. And that is ruffles. Do we like that one? So we've got Mrs. Whippy, which is a wider ruffle. And we've got Viennetta, which I think explains itself, just like those Viennetta ice creams. Are we on there, John? Can you see them? Does everybody like them? Who's got them? I had a lady pop a message on Facebook today that she used her Mrs. Whippy from the show, and she is overjoyed. I think Wendy Lowther was on. I shared one of hers this week. And then very quickly, a lot of you did want to know how to do the rose. So I'm going to actually do the rose to you now again. And I'm going to have to use some of the used buttercream. So I'm sorry about that, but we're going to have to do it this way. So this is the cupcake bouquet. And I sell it on the website with a rose nozzle, a 104 Wilton, a round 5, a round 10. So it's a rose, yeah, 5 nozzles. I sell them as a set. And I'm just going to quickly show you how to do it. But we did run out of roses at the show. Let's go on here, which was a shame. Now when you come to do your cupcakes, you need to put a thin coat of buttercream all over the cake. Yeah, so just a thin coat, and you do each cake individually. So I just want John to come in again. So I know loads of you have seen this before, but it'll do you no harm to see it again. So there's your flower. Okay, so we've got your rose. This one's called Romance Rose. It'll either be a beauty, a 10-petal rose, or a 7-petal rose. So on Friday we were using beauty, I think. And then on Saturday we were on 10-petal roses, and then on Sunday we were on 7-petal, and everybody loved them, so it really doesn't matter. So we're going to sit the nozzle on the cake. If you're not sure it's there, just let go your fingers, relax, form a base, up 1 centimetre and off. Yeah? So that's your first rose. Let me get the 104 tip. So I'm having to borrow and beg buttercream from everywhere, so let's just get what's left in the bowl here. So for those of you who couldn't see it at the show, I'm just doing it again, so all you ladies who've seen it before, just take advantage that we're going through it again. So, sorry, I'm just going to have to use this buttercream, this nozzle. You know I like making a mess. Drives our Laura absolutely mental at the shows because she has everything all nice and lined up, and then I come in and just move it all around, put everything everywhere. So with the 104, if John can come in again. So with the 104 Wilton, there's a fat end and a thin end. The fat end must always stay at the bottom of the cake. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, and I don't know whether John can get round and show you, we're going to do half a semicircle, yeah? And then we're going to go and do another half a semicircle, so we've just overlapped it. It doesn't matter whether you're left-handed or right-handed, just go the way you go. See, we've got this loose petal, don't think you've ruined it, just knock him in. And then we're going to go halfway in again, halfway in again, and just lifting it up. We're going to go round twice. So can you see this forming now? What do we think? Do we like it? Who can do this now? Because so many of you learnt to do this. Have we got any thumbs up for those who can do it after I've showed them? Come on, ladies. Then we get the 104. John, are you speaking to me? Are we getting any likes?
Yeah.
Thumbs up. That'd be good if you told me.
Just haven't they?
They're just starting to come through. Now John is at keeping me up to date with things. Then the 104. So we're going to lie it down now. Now this is the things that you really need to remember. So you're going to lie it down, and then you're going to squeeze, and you're going to lift up. Did you get that? We're going to go underneath, squeeze, and we're going to lift up. Squeeze, lift up. And this is creating your bigger petals. Squeeze, lift up. Squeeze, lift up. And then the last one, we're going to squeeze and bring it in front of the first one. So what do we think? Do we like that? Yippee, who can do that? Who's been doing it already? So, I was laughing with some of the ladies. I had a lady come to see me at Manchester. I'm sure she's watching tonight. See if she's brave enough to put up her hand. And she said, I can't do it. So I got her behind the stand and I showed her how to do it. And we agreed it was user error. So all day yesterday when I was telling the ladies, they all agreed it was user error. Now I've only got a little bit of buttercream in my rose nozzle here, so I'm going to have to hold my nozzle at a very funny angle. It's not how we normally do it. But I just want to get in another rose there, so I'm going to use the rest of my buttercream. So I'm going to go in and squeeze, in and squeeze. Yeah, and then I've only got the 5 filled, the round 5, so we're going to put a couple of little berries in. Just a few little berries. Doesn't matter, that's gone on top of the petal. I'll do that, a little berry there. And then I'm going to fill up my leaf nozzle, which is waiting to be filled up. And the leaf nozzle, I'll show you again how to use it. You only need 1 leaf nozzle in your life. Yes, well, to be fair, I've got a few, but that's when you get silly, really. So I'm just going to use one of my rich tea biscuits so that you can see how to use the leaf nozzle. So the leaf nozzle, John, can you see? So we've got a little mouth open there, yeah. And I was telling everybody at Cake International, okay, you must always have it so it's got its mouth open. And if in doubt you forget, always remember the big girl in pink on the stand, which is me. I'm in blue today. Mouth open. Not smiley face, that's our Laura. Me, mouth open. So we're going to have the mouth open. And we're going to do, and you just tip it on. And we're going to form a little leaf. And I'm just going to try and do that way so that it can actually see. So you form a little base, a little leaf. Did you get that? And we're going to form a bigger base, medium leaf. Did you get that? Are we all getting it? Just do it this way so you can see again. Medium base. And then here we're going to do a really nice big base. A nice big one there. You can do a little tidgy one there if you want to. Oh, actually, that didn't come out too well. And let's just go for the last one. And a nice big base. Isn't that great? Who can do those now? I don't know what these are. See these on lots of cupcakes. Does anybody know what they are? Are they yours? Come on everybody, who admits to owning these types of leaves? So let's go back to our bouquet. Here we go. So I am going to go, here we go John. So we're going to go mouth open into the cake. So we're just going to go inside. We're going to form a nice big base and build it up. And then we're going to form another one and build it up. And there we go ladies. There's our cupcake bouquet. What do we think? Who can do that? So tonight I've showed you how to make your cupcake bouquet again. We've got our new nozzles. So we've got our Easter bunny on the brown. We've got our Easter rabbit, Easter chick, love hearts. These are Valentine and this is love heart. Love it's called, I think. They're all on the website now. I've discounted them to $3.99. You've got 24 hours to buy them at that price. Anybody who buys the new flavoured icing sugars, all 4 of them. So if you buy the new flavoured icing sugars tonight, all 4 of them, which is bubblegum, sherbet, not that one, cinnamon swirl, that was to do my biscuits with. White chocolate and raspberry and hot cross bunny. If you buy them, on what you do in the delivery notes section, just put May Tulip. That's all you need to do. So this week you need to put May Tulip in the delivery notes section on your order form, and I will be giving you a free Nifty nozzle called May Tulip. So that's everybody who orders all 4 flavours of those will get a May Tulip. If you order the new bunny ones, you get the 4 of them. They're discounted, $3.99 instead of $4.99. And then what I do want to say is, I want to say a big thank you to everybody who's helped me get our name out, Nifty Nozzles. As you know, I've been working hard, fighting with Amazon. We're off over 600 sellers now on Amazon. They do creep up every day. Facebook I'm having a nightmare with, kitchen hacks. Oh, I can't think, there's loads of them really, but I know lots of you ladies are helping me, sending me links. I can't post on any of their pages anymore because they've all blocked me. But if you want to message me, I will give you a message to put on there on my behalf. And lots of you ladies have done that for me as well and been blocked. So who's got something to hide? It's not me, is it? So what I want to say is, last week's winners is, we've got 2 winners, and the ladies win these 4 flavours, and it's Sally Harrington. Have I got that right? Is she with us tonight? Sally? Okay, well, Sally Harrington is one of the winners of these 4 bags of icing sugars, and Lisa Paddymore. Is Lisa with us tonight? If you are, Lisa, then you're a winner as well. And then for the prize for next week, which is the 4 new Nifty Nozzles, if you want to win that, what do you have to do? What do we have to do, John? I don't know. What should we do? Like, share, comment. And I'll tell you what you can comment. You can comment Easter Bunny. So Easter Bunny, and then you have to like and share. So your comment is Easter Bunny, like our post, share it, and there'll be 2 more winners next week, and they will get the nozzles. If you've already bought the nozzles, don't panic. I'll let you choose 4 other ones that you haven't got. So do what you can, and I will see you this time next week. Thank you for joining me. I hope I've covered everything, and do try the biscuits. They are absolutely delicious. Thank you. Bye.